Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Iqra Hafeez and you're watching DESI TV USA. Let's have a look at the news. President Joe Biden and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau are holding a bilateral meeting in Mexico City ahead of the North American Leaders Summit with Mexico's President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador.
You've always been there whenever I've called. You picked up the phone. I think it's the same here. I don't think we have, as I told one foreign leader who was with a different perspective than you and I have on world peace. And I said to him, I said, well, I'm lucky. I got Canada to the north and Mexico to the south and two oceans on either side. You've got, and I described his circumstance. And he just looked at me like, but it's true. We got to make the most of it. And so thank you for everything.
Thank you, Joe. It's so good to be able to spend a little time with you here on some more local issues. You and I have been working so closely on significant global issues, whether it's the pressures of China and Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine and the need to continue to stand up strong for democracy, for the rule of law, for opportunities and inclusive economic growth around the world. But as you say, there are tremendous things that we can build on here at home. North America is the largest free trading bloc in the world, larger even than the European Union.
Department of State spokesperson Ned Price is holding his daily press briefing, where he'll likely talk about President Joe Biden's visit to Mexico.
Visa, I understand you have restrictions due to privacy and all that, but can you confirm that an A1 visa would be valid for 30 days? And would an A1 visa assigned to anyone, head of state, would automatically become void if that person, that individual, is no longer a head of state?
Sure. So I don't want to try to guess at what your underlying question is, but let me just state out of an abundance of caution that I am, of course, not going to comment on the visa records of any individual. Individual visa records, as you know, are confidential, and we wouldn't speak to the status of any particular individual. Leaving individuals aside, and generally speaking, if someone entered the United States on an A visa, which is essentially a diplomatic visa for foreign diplomats or heads of state, an A visa holder.
House Republican leaders are speaking to reporters after they passed the new House rules. House Republican leaders are speaking to the reporters after they passed the new House rules package in a 220 to 213 vote for the 118th Congress.
Member-driven and transparent rules package in history, and finally ended Democrats' authoritarian reign on our nation's capital. We restored and fully opened the People's House. Our first orders of legislative business have been exactly what we promised to the American people. We promised on day one to repeal Joe Biden's army of 87,000 new IRS agents, and yesterday we did just that. Today, we will counter the Chinese Communist Party with our Select Committee on China. We will vote to protect every American's constitutional rights with the new Select.
House Democratic leaders are speaking to the reporters following the passage of the new House rules package by the GOP majority, which will dictate how Congress will operate in its 118th session.
It's a pleasure to be with three of our ranking members and our distinguished vice chair at this press conference. House Democrats are ready. In the 118th Congress, we stand united behind Hakeem Jeffries, whose leadership is astounding, bold, courageous, decisive. You get the point. The chaos and crisis on the other side of the aisle has not stopped House Republicans. After caving to demands from extremists in their conference, Speaker McCarthy has a secret 3-page list of promises that will prevent his caucus that he had to put in place to prevent his caucus from voting down their own rules package. Rather than trying to find common.
Prince Harry says he wants to reconcile with his father and brother despite estrangement. Harry's mother, Princess Diana, co-authored a book with Andrew Morton in 1992 called Diana: Her true story, according to the AFP news agency, with the midnight launch of the biggest royal book since. British libraries remained open late. 4 television interviews given in the UK and the US are also the part of the book. The book will also be available in 16 languages and as an audiobook, but its content have been leaked before going on sale in Spain. Prime Minister Sharif has stressed importance of early start of work on the railways mainline 1 and Karachi circular projects. During a meeting with Chairman China International Corporation Lu Chohui in Geneva, he highlighted the significance of these projects for Pakistan. Referring to the government's 10,000 megawatt solarization projects, the Prime Minister said the government is taking all possible steps for reducing dependence on imported fuel. He thanked the people and government of China for helping the flood-affected people of Pakistan. The chairman, China International Corporation, assured his country's all kind of help for the flood victims. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif was met by World Bank South Asia Region Vice President Martin Reiser and Asian Development Bank's Vice President Operations South Asia, Mr. Shiksan Chan, on sidelines of the International Conference on Resilient Pakistan at Paladin Nations. According to the statistics of China Association of Automobile Manufacturers from January to November 2022, China's automobile enterprises exported 2.785 million vehicles, up 55.3% year-on-year. In the whole year of 2022, China's auto exports are expected to exceed 3 million. That's all for now. For more updates, keep watching DESI TV USA or visit our website desitvusa.com.